What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Floyd Money Mayweather and Anthony Joshua. The dream team is developing, people. Floyd Mayweather will team up with Anthony Joshua real soon before Tyson Fury fight after Eddie Hearn confirms the contracts. So, Floyd Mayweather has confirmed that he intends to link up with Anthony Joshua before his mammoth world title fight with Tyson Fury. The British heavyweights will finally collide after years of verbal spars to crown the first ever four-belt undisputed heavyweight champion. Eddie Hearn has confirmed on Monday afternoon contracts have been signed to ensure the fight would take place, although the exact date and location remains unclear. Mayweather was ringside, of course, in London for Joshua's ninth round stoppage of IBF mandatory challenger Kubrat Pulev. As well as offering tactical advice during the fight, Money also visited the two-time world heavyweight champion after that bout. And it seems as though boxing's richest superstar will link up with the Watford native for the biggest fight of this generation. He says, "I look forward to working with Joshua real soon. We talk all the time," he told Disruptive Entrepreneur Podcast. He said, "It's a very interesting fight. Anthony Joshua has a lot of experience, and Tyson Fury as well has a lot of experience. But with Anthony Joshua losing a fight to Andy Ruiz, it helped him become stronger. I met Tyson Fury a few occasions. He's a great guy and he's very interesting. After the fight, I like to see him sing. I haven't seen him fight a lot of times. I've seen him fight twice against Deontay Wilder, but it's a very intriguing matchup. You can never say what's going to happen in the sport of boxing. Both guys are great competitors." Wow, those are the words of Floyd Money Mayweather. Now, let me counterpunch. When I seen Floyd come to England to watch Anthony Joshua perform, I knew that planted a seed. I knew that he wasn't just there. I know he supports Joshua. I know he likes Joshua. They've hung out a few times in the past. We've seen them, all chummed up and all that good stuff. Him and I forget who else he was with at the time, but Floyd Mayweather and Anthony Joshua are compadres. But I knew it was something more to that particular encounter. I knew that Floyd was over there to do something else. You know, he's helped Devin Haney. He has his fighter, Tank Davis, that he also helps. And you know, why not Anthony Joshua? I think Anthony Joshua performing the pull counter on someone like Pulev, it was very impressive. Why? Because Pulev has a sneaky jab. The best punch that Pulev has is his jab. And if he can set that right up, which he did in spots in the Anthony Joshua fight, get in there and do some damage on people. The thing is about Anthony Joshua, he's always learning and he's willing and eager to learn. Whenever you have someone that wants more knowledge poured into him, I think that's very important, because you can tell if it wasn't for him wanting to learn, he would have never been able to practice the pull counter, and there's just more to that to come. If he gets with Floyd Mayweather, his style will be perfected. And I do agree with Floyd. Anthony Joshua losing to Andy Ruiz was the best thing that could have possibly happened. Okay, because Anthony Joshua was going in there, just going to war with these guys, the Dillian Whites, the Klitschko's, the Dominic Brazils, the Charles Mo. He was going in there knocking these guys out. But as we seen in the Klitschko fight, he kind of gassed out. He slowed down. Okay, Povetkin, he went in there and smashed Povetkin in 7 rounds. Okay, and at some point you got to ask yourself, at what would take someone to overcome that? Easy. Somebody with a good chin and a good punch, just like Andy Ruiz had. Okay, so he had to learn, hey, you can't take all these guys out with just blunt force. Okay, you have to add a little finesse to that fire. You can't just sit there and, hey, I'm going to fight fire with fire all the time. Despite what people think of that performance in the rematch between him and Andy Ruiz, he showed me that he did learn something. He leaned down a bit. He knew, hey, I'm going to do it this way. He said, I can't box. I'm going to outbox the man. He said, I can't fight. I'm going to outfight him in spots. I'm going to use my head instead of my bronze, right? That's exactly what Anthony Joshua did. So when Floyd came over there to see him fight Pulev, something to me tells me it was almost like Mayweather was doing an assignment. If you guys think about it, I mean, how many fights does Floyd really go to? I mean, think about it. How many fights does Floyd show up to? I mean, he showed up to a couple Manny Pacquiao fights after their clash, but he doesn't go to a lot of fights. Mike Tyson goes to all of them. You know what I mean? You can't talk about Mike. So in a comparison to Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather, Mike just loves to fight. Mike just loves the fights. But Floyd is selective and he goes to selective fights. Okay? Now, you got to understand, he's not promoting Anthony Joshua. He's not promoting Tyson Fury. You know, so it's only seldom fights that he really goes to. Okay? So it meant something for him to be there. And I think he went there because he wanted to see what Anthony Joshua has and what he was working on. And I thought that was no coincidence that he pulled that pull counter. Anthony Joshua pulled that pull counter for Floyd to show him, hey, I'm working on this. I'm learning from the best. I'm the sponge. I'm the guy that wants to learn more and more knowledge about this sport. And I know Floyd knows damn near all of it. Right. And he showed Floyd that night that he was the man with the plan. Okay. And that plan was to execute that pull counter and then get Pulev out of there. And that helped get him out of there because Pulev, again, is a very sneaky fighter. Okay. That jab will hit you out of nowhere. And he kind of spins with it and jabs with it. So it was a good thing to see Anthony Joshua execute that pull counter. And he gave homage where credit was due. And the credit was to Floyd Mayweather. Then Floyd was there. What did Anthony Joshua do exactly when he knocked out Pulev in the 9th round with the right hand? What did he do? He left. He stepped down to the ring and he congratulated Floyd Mayweather. And again, I don't think that was coincidence. I think whatever they talked about in the ring or in the back of the stage and all that good stuff, I think at the end of the day, I think they were talking about getting together, getting Anthony Joshua over here to train with Floyd Mayweather. Okay, now, what would Tyson Fury hear about that? I wonder. I know, he's a fan of Mayweather. He claims to have the Mayweather heavyweight defense and all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, I think that Floyd can make Anthony Joshua, because he's already marketable. He knows that. Floyd knows people. And look, if you hang around 10 rich people, you bound to be the 11th. So he knows success when he sees it. Okay, and he knows Joshua brings in this crowd. Joshua is the man in the UK. He knows that. And he knows he wants to add to that. And I think that's what was discussed when he knocked out Pulev, what he can do for Team Joshua. You guys tell me what you think about Floyd Mayweather teaming up with Anthony Joshua to take on Tyson Fury in the mega clash. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.